the PA. I mean, a stalled out Battle Fury timing ruins the hero. It just feels awful, and all the tips are coming out for Ken.
Yeah.
Their former carry.
Good on Ken. Good old Ken. Oh, here we go. 5-man smoke up. MIPH. They want to get off to a good start. Oh, they might run right into Kishka as well. Kishka barely not able to break the smoke. Little bit on... Oh, Castaway. Wake up, Castaway. They're here. The cavalry is here. Yeah, he's gone. There's no escape. They'll even hand the kill over to JG of all people on the mid-ember. And that's what you call a perfect start for MIPH.
30 seconds.
That it is. Not a good feeling for the side of Neon, giving that first blood out as well onto JG for him to have that faster bottle timing on the Ember versus Storm matchup, which is very bottle sensitive. It's going to feel really good for good old JG. We'll see how it develops, but again, like with Neon's draft, I just wonder what Raging does, right? Like what Bimbo does, because I've said this multiple times when we watch Raging Potato, even last year, where he has these heroes that feel like they should do nothing, but sometimes he finds a way to do something with the heroes. And he's definitely going to need to find something to do here. He does go with a Wolves level 1. It is a 2-for-2 bounty trade, so you're not losing out too much, but again, bleeding out first blood, a good sign for the side of Made in Philippines here.
Yeah, I've always thought Raging Potato, like going back to him and his Lycan, I've always thought Raging was one of those players from SCA that had like crazy potential. Like he just, the things he can make happen with heroes like this is, it would be very frustrating to play against. And I do appreciate when Raging's playing a hero like the Lycan, because I can only really remember good games of his Lycan, from what I remember. Like he can easily kind of carry the game himself if he needs to, is what I'm saying.
That he can, but my worry is, again, just the lane. Like, this is not going to be an easy time up against the AA. And maybe you can play with his minus attack damage kind of build, like would say Howl plus Fadeball. That could be one way, but you don't generally get that Howl early on. So this should just be smooth sailing here for Young God. Haha, already copying a lot of the harassment, but as long as the Gyro farms, you're pretty happy. And by the time you hit, say, level 3 in this lane, if you get the Value Point and Rocket Barrage and just play with the Ice Vortex, chasing down with that magic amp is going to be really deadly from the Gyrocopter.
Oh, absolutely. What about that mid lane? Like, Ken's going at it with JG at the moment. You'd imagine like the Ember should eventually have somewhat of an advantage here in this matchup, and we're starting to see the harassment come out from JG, but for now Ken's having a pretty damn good time in terms of CS, and while he really can't harass out the Ember too much, I suppose for the Storm, as long as he gets that farm, he's going to be pretty happy.
I mean, this is really good control coming out from Ken. 9-6 in terms of last hits and denies, feeling great. Castaway already dropping low, getting dived a bit.
He's going to be okay with the salve. Now Rupido, the one in trouble. It'll be okay. Fortune Soul not going to go for the chase onto the Tide, because it is a Tide after all. Well, Fortune Soul, he doesn't seem to be having that much of a struggle either, I must say, on the PA. Just maybe it gets a little bit harder as the levels go up on this offlane of MIPH, but for now it's a pretty damn good time.
That it is. I mean, if ever you try to get aggressive on the PA anyway, Fortune Soul can just stand back, use that Stifling Dagger to find some last hits, so it's not going to be too painful for a Tide matchup on a melee hero. It is manageable for a PA, and I think that's perfectly fine. And to be fair, Fortune Soul is not going to do much in the game anyway. He is just going to have to build into Battle Fury. And if you somehow get some rotations up top at some point, maybe when JG has a 6, pressure to PA, stall out that Battle Fury timing, it feels really awful for this hero. It still has the same issues, where playing from behind just feels incredibly, incredibly painful for the Phantom Assassin, and that's all you really have to do here. Hold a steady lane for Rupido, get a little bit of form up, get some levels up, and then threaten with, say, a rotation out from JG. If he does get the room to get that out, it can happen. But again, you look at mid, you look at Ken, 15-7 compared to 12-0 on the Ember. Like this Storm, even though he's losing out a lot more in HP, he's doing a lot more in this lane in terms of just controlling and getting an advantage for himself.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. Ken's having a great old time. But he does have to go to the jungle just a little bit, but that is basically efficiency anyway, and it seems like he wants the bounty. Stupendous. Oh, Neon, so far so good. What is it, Chuck?
Look at Ken's full name, right? Neon.ken.jg413. Then JG is MIPHJG413.
Wow.
This is a mirror match. It's the same player.
Here we go again. Chains out. They're going to go on Ken. Try to get the damage off Ken. Obviously, no level 6 yet, so cannot get away. Very nice rotation from Haha. And there's nothing really that Ken could have done about.
Yeah. The Haha Enjoyer gets killed off by Haha. The irony's in the name choice here, good old Ken. And that does allow JG to pull ahead now. I mean, again, his lane in terms of CS was not the best, but this equalizes and builds off. Second kill coming out for him. 2-0. All the kills coming out on mid so far. A little bit slower in those side lanes, but that is to be expected. But the game state certainly in the side of MIPH's favor, at the least with how the lanes are coming out. You are getting really good farm on Neon. Like again, Raging is finding his build-up. You are finding build-up as well on Fortune Soul, but you also aren't pressuring a Gyrocopter, you're not pressuring a Tide.
Ken dies again.
Jeez.
I love the fact that MIPH continues to target Ken before he hits level 6. Like, it's great rotations coming out from MIPH, and Ken's still stuck at level 4 as top lane Rupido. He's getting very low. They will dive him, but Fortune Soul, he needs a Diagro. Oh, he'll stick charge. He's okay. He's okay, but Lucify, he's in with the flame break. It's not going to be enough damage, though. He'll make it. Level 1 flame break basically just tickles the PA. But my goodness, that was a little bit scary. Castaway was unable to take the aggro of the tier 1.
It is on edge. Does pay off, so they're starting to find that pressure every single time Rupido is left alone. It is a little bit more awkward for the Tide without the Batrider to help threaten them back. As if you miss your anchor smash onto even one hero, one of them will run you down. Like the right-click damage of Treant's never to be underestimated. And again, some good punishment coming out from Neon, but overall, you're getting your build-up you'd want from Fortune Soul. Like this Battlefield timing is going to line up. And it does look like Raging's just going for your typical Lycan build-up into the Overlord. So nothing too exotic there. They are still emphasizing mid here, though.
I mean, why not? Like, you know Ken's extremely low on XP. You've slowed down his farm so much as well. Like, this is a perfect play from MIPH. This Storm is going to feel so heavy if it gets nothing out of this early game. And right now, that is just the case. T1 Tower taking a fair bit of harassment as well as here we go again, MIPH. They're not resting. Ken, he gets a little bit of a creep wave for himself, but in the meantime, JG is just pushing the tier 1 mid tower. And the beauty of this as well is Castaway's got no points in living armor yet, so he can't actually help defend this. This is really just spectacular play from MIPH. I really appreciate how well they've played this.
Yeah, it's the pressure you need. You know, you see this kind of wrap from Neon. You know they're going to need some time to build up on pretty much all of their cores. No one can respond. It's not like you'd expect a Lycan to make a TP rotation at that point, or a PA. Storm so far behind. Now they can rotate onto that Lycan.
Yeah, Raging. He's like, wait, what the hell's going on here? Why are they diving me prior to level 6? And he was one creep away from level 6, but now he's on the cliff. He'll be forced to burn at the stake. Oh, Raging. What a shame. He was literally one creep from level 6. He hits it just as he dies.
Yeah. He hits it as he gets cliffed. I mean, 6 is up, but he can't run away as a dog in the cliff, unfortunately, there for Raging Potato. At the very least, Lucify's stuck up here until his Firefly's off cooldown. So there's some sort of punishment if they manage to spot that, but no wards in the area, and no one's going to be dropping a ward right now. So Lucify should be free to go. 4-2 start for Made in the Philippines. What a way to start for these guys on holiday. I mean, you know, it is a Rambulan. These are two PH teams, but MIPH is made in the Philippines. And it's National Heroes Day. So they're having a good time. Fortune Soul?
Oh, Fortune Soul's in big trouble. Ravage committed. They make very short work of him. Wow. All right, I take back what I said earlier. John and Neon are not the favorites by what's happening here, I'll tell you. MIPH are certainly looking very strong here today. Meanwhile, JG having a look around for Ken. Ken will not get lucky with a power rune. Instead, Kishka will have to take it on the Rubik. Tell me, by the way, while we have a split second, what the hell is National Heroes Day, John?
It's literally what it says. It's a day to celebrate all the national heroes, I think. I don't know the history of it too well, honestly.
You've called it out like 3 times. You have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's National Heroes. It's a day to celebrate all of our national heroes, I think, in general. I don't know the specifics. They didn't teach us this in school. If they did, I probably wasn't paying attention, Mike. Because I'm pretty sure we have like a Jose Rizal Day, Bonifacio Day. I don't know if that includes them in National Heroes Day. I'm assuming yes, perhaps. Someone in chat is really into this, and they'll be like, "No, John is wrong. He's not really Filipino." And I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm wrong somewhere."
Well done. Thank you for that, Jonathan. I'll have a look at the chat a little bit later on, see who's correcting you about these things. Very good. Top lane, Fortune Soul. Gonna be cautious. There's 3 heroes waiting for him.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, Lucifer is gonna get caught here by Castaway, though Ken's gonna jump right in. Lucifer will die. Young God stuck around on the gyro. Young God. Oh boy. You know, you had such a good start. You don't want to lose heroes like this to Neon, but Rupido now stuck in the middle without Ravage. Has to try and fight. But is he tanky enough to get through this? He will be. For now, that is. Castaway gets caught instead. So Castaway is going to die. Still a pretty big win for Neon in the end, finding that gyro. And they're not done yet either. They're turning back in for Rupido again. The tide is still not safe. Rupido's gone now.
Goodness.
Oh boy, that's those are massive kills for Neon. Like Raging coming in, just with the Dominator, having the Hadouken creep is doing a ton of work, and Ken's able to sustain through it. It looked like he wasted a lot of mana on the initial jump, but he had enough in his wand to just regen twice over. They don't manage to find the objective yet. They do clear it out now. And suddenly the game's equalized. You know, that early advantage you had on Made in Philippines, you have to watch yourself. This is a lot of space for Fortune Soul. Still going into the Battle Fury, but it's not too far off. Neon instantly reads that something could happen up top, so they'll go for the smoke play themselves. They saw vision. They had vision when he crossed that jungle.
Yeah, Fortune Soul, he barely avoids Lucifer. Lucifer did not see him.
Radiant are
Mind you, they don't have lasso anyway, so it would have been kind of hard to kill the PA. And here comes the rotation.
Scan miss.
Who knows, Jonathan? Who the hell knows? There you go. Sadly for the AA, he is going to have to drop a venge. Oh, Kishka! Whoops. I guess they were trying to give it to Fortune Soul, but he didn't want it. Maybe Ken was meant to take it, but Ken was just late.
Yeah. They managed to at least trade a support for his support, considering that's a smoke rotation out from Neon. Not the best feeling in the world. And seeing that the A still manages to get the blast and kill onto your Rubik, who does need a little bit more farm here. Not the ideal. And MIPH, Neon, this is a rather even match. You know, the laning phase felt a little bit better coming out for MIPH, but Neon are reeling it back in with this aggression. They understand this early timing they have. The Overlord isn't too far off for Raging. And once that's up, the Lycan starts to become a real threat. You don't have an easy way of clearing out these ancient creeps that can get controlled up. They are still keeping an eye on Fortune Soul here.
They're going to try for the PA. Lucifer is still not level 6. He was 1 creep away from level 6. He literally just needed 1 creep to die. Oh, now he's caught. Oh, that's just... Well, hold on a minute.
Oh.
Ice Blast. Oh, it's not going to land.
Oh.
It is not going to land. The chains were not long enough. They're just at level 1. So I feel like Lucifer, you should have just made the call. Like, kill 1 creep. Let me get level 6 first and let me get a lasso off. Why go earlier than level 6?
I think he expected his team to be much more ready, much more in position to take that, but gets a little bit trigger happy, maybe doesn't expect the PA to run up. But Fortune still hangs around here.
He certainly does. JG, but does he have enough? He doesn't. It's kind of the thing for the PA. He knows he was able to get out of there with the full 1 charges he had. Mind you, Fortune Soul has literally just rushed a naked Battle Fury at this point, so... You know, feeling like he needs to go down this route of rushing Battle Fury and just getting that farm up early. Fair enough. It seems like he'll get away with it too. He's not really being punished for this. Ken? Maybe they can find the Storm? They have Ravage up. JG just needs to land a chains, but instead goes for Castaway. The easier target in the Train Protector. Ice Blast? Well, the passive is going to be there. No, in fact, it wasn't, but it doesn't matter. JG does secure the kill. Top lane.
Find themselves a little thing. Oh.
JG, he's already rotated top. They've got the PA now. In the call down with the chains out. Fortune Soul's just dead. JG, he doesn't miss one hit. Back into the mid lane they go. Rupido, he still has the Ravage. He could afford to pop it, and he does. He lands on two. Here they come. Kishka's gone. Raging's gonna try and chase down Haha, but he is surrounded by heroes. It seems like they need to leave the area. It is not safe. Ken, he's out of mana, he'll leave, but Castaway comes in to try and save the day. And Castaway, he will die for this. There is an escape. The tier 2 tower. Never mind, they will not dive.
Radiant's bottom tower.
They respect the output of the tier 2. They're not that durable. They don't have that much HP left on MIPH. Rupido probably doesn't want to risk too much going forward. Even Raging managing to TP out with no stun after the homing missile was committed. So MIPH miss out on a couple. They don't find the biggest kills they'd want. And it's still, even though Fortune Soul died early up top, he is, again, still getting some space out. What Neon needs to do is really just buy space for PA. And just keep playing on the opposite side of the map, drag attention away from the side of MIPH, allow this PA investment to kind of kick in. Once the BKB's up on your PA, you start to feel a lot better in this match. But MIPH not letting off on that pressure, smoked up again.
Yeah, Lucify gonna get caught. He does have help around him. They are coming from the north. Fortune Soul, he needs to leave. The Ice Blast, it's gonna land. Oh, sometimes you go for the kill, but it costs you too much. JG, can he get out? He cannot. Ken has taken him down on the Ember. And in fact, it wasn't that expensive of a cost in the end for Neon. So they will get a 3-for-1. You lose the PA, but it's well worth it for the 3 heroes you do get.
And that's a massive streak that you did give out here on JG. For them to find that allows a little bit of a bounce back here, especially for Ken, who finds that full kill. So that's going to be his Witchblade coming out, along with his Falcon Blade already up. The Storm starts to feel a lot more stable, and starting these fights has a lot more managed regen to sustain himself. And even though you lose your PA, again, it's still farming up decently.
They're still looking at Fortune Soul, John. This PA is not safe. They are hunting her down every chance they get, though she will back off the right moment. You got Ravage back up in 8 seconds as well, so if he gets caught out of position with the Ravage Meteor Hammer combo, it's pretty tough to survive that. Rest of Neon, it's hanging up top. Look, you might be a little bit concerned about how well Young God's farming. That's one guy we haven't really talked about too much on the Gyrocopter, but he has got the Axe Crystallis up. And he is top of the net worth by far. And it's very hard to keep up with the Gyrocopter. Like, even with the PA Battle Fury, it's not that easy to keep up in terms of net worth.
No, certainly not. And I like that Young God is going for a lifesteal first, Satanic into that Daedalus, so he recognizes that he will need a way of sustaining up front. They are taking this opportunity to take Roshan on Neon's end, but there is a smoke up on MFPH. They understand. They got the scan off. They've got Ravage ready.
Yeah, but they do. Roshan still going down. They have a little bit of time to get there, but they are taking a bit too much time, I think. Still trying to get there. JG gonna remnant forward. It is not enough though. Roshan is gone, but they're still setting up for the fight. Rupido would love himself a nice Ravage opportunity, but there was a counter smoke from Neon. Neon waiting in the tree line very patiently. Nobody sees each other yet. In goes JG, reveals his position. And I think that'll be about it. Neon, they might just leave this one be. The thing is, MIPH, they might start forcing the tier 2 top tower. Like, why the hell not? You've got a tied Meteor Hammer. You could just start the pressure already. And they will, I think. It's kind of the thing with this tied Meteor Hammer. Like, it's just so hard to stop it.
That it is. At the very least, they have more levels up in the living armor, so they can stall out this push. If the full commitment doesn't come out from MIPH, the tower will not be falling anytime soon. I do appreciate that Rupido is going for the shard, so we will get dead in the water. And that is the funniest spell in the game. That legitimately, it's the funniest leash in the game. You know, it's There's so many good heroes to leash up as well. The PA, the Storm, even the Lycan's really funny because you know he's moving at max move speed, but when he's anchored up, he does. It's just so funny. This spell's so funny. I can't wait for the shard. It's hilarious.
It is pretty fun. I did like this one. When I saw it in the patch notes, I was like, okay, this is actually a nice one. I like that. Lore friendly as well. It's very, very good. Apparently, it's Kunka's anchor, by the way. I've been reading the tips in the break screen of the stream, and apparently this is Kunka's anchor that he's using. So there you go.
That's why they are nemesis in lore-wise. You know, he is the monster that I believe. See the tentacles that Tide summons with Ravage is the monster that sunk Kunka's ship. I believe that's lore.
I see. Well,
very deep lore, Mike.
Very, very deep. JG, into the mid lane he goes. MIPH still patiently waiting for someone to show themselves in the mid lane. Nobody will do so. Mind you, they have been slowly chipping away at this mid-tier 2 tower with that Meteor Hammer we talked about, but Castaway has slowly healed it up. I suppose this is kind of favorable for Neon in some sense, because this time that they've been left to just farm certainly feels like is exactly what they need right now. Like, once Fortune Soul gets a BKB up, you're going to feel a lot safer to join these fights, and he's getting to that stage where he's quite close now. You start to wonder, MIPH, are they maybe playing a bit too passively? Well, here we go, top lane. They're going to try and get aggressive. Zip in from Ken onto Young God, forcing out the cooldown early. You've got the Ravage. Kish is going to get spotted here by Lucify, and the lasso will just lock him down. So they'll take the Rubik kill. Meanwhile, JG, messing around with Raging Potatoes, creep through. He is taking a fair bit of damage, and now the Vortex comes in. JG, he'll survive on 100 HP. Lucify, a bit of a chase, but Ken's going to find a nice haste room. Rupido, he still holds on to the Ravage, but probably can't land it on Ken. And he's got the Aegis anyway, so he's going to be just fine.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard to fully commit there. They find a support pickoff, does cost them their lasso, but doesn't look like any actions following through. So Neon's more than happy to kind of trade that way. Again, buying space for Fortune Soul, full BKB up for the PA, into the Desolator she'll go. And once that's up, this minus armor strat kicks in with a howl. The PA is going to be a menace. You're going to have to find a way to just lock her in, try to get the chain stunts off, try to get perhaps this lasso. And this is not a simple game for the Bad Rider. I mean, there's no direct counter, but it's really difficult to make that choice. Who do you lasso? Who's the high priority? Does it have to be the PA? Is it going to be the Storm because of his high mobility and your lack of hard lockdown outside of like soft lockdown on chains and Ravage, not very reliable? It's going to be down to how well Lucify can open up these fights for them.
Oh, mid lane. MIPH, they are prepped for a defense. Raging's going to move in with the Helm of the Overlord creep. Rupido, he still has the Ravage again, but he has had a lot of difficulty landing a good one. Here we go. Zip in. Ken, he's going to try and get aggressive. Again, he does have that secondary life, so he feels very safe in all this, but it seems like he's going to sacrifice it. Doesn't zip away.
Dead in the water.
Yeah, oh, that's what it was. Okay. I missed it.
What a spell.
Dead in the water. He could not zip away. I forgot.
Yeah.
I know you just talked about it, but I forgot about it immediately.
That tends to be the case when we talk, Mike. You know, nothing new there, but it does work. Look at that. What a shard dead in the water. You just leash everyone up.
That's actually pretty busted against heroes like
it is. It's a hilarious spell. It's the funniest spell in the game I saw. Kishka?
Kishka's down. They're going to try and chase Lucify, perhaps. Raging's just using the creeps to try and get there, but Lucify is still just casually running in circles. And they will get away with taking the mid-tier 2 tower. And Raging, in the meantime, he's going to run out of wolf form in about 5 seconds. It looks like he's going to be able to get out of range, though.
Oh.
Well, there might be hate.
This is the build, Mike. Raging is going for the Ags. He's going for it. We're going to have the jumping doggy on Fortune Soul. The jumping double critting dog. Very fun to see. Max move speed. Only max move speed if you are not dead in the water.
Yeah.
Very fun spell. It's such a low cooldown as well. 25 seconds cooldown. 10-second duration. 5
Nice.
attacks to destroy, but sometimes, you know, you don't even want to destroy it. You're like, all right, let's just move at 100 move speed and hope for the best, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I didn't even see it the last time you used it, to be frank with you, John, so I don't even know if you can hit it. Yeah, it just didn't even show up on my screen.
Yeah, it was really hard to find for some reason. I think the particle effects of the ice vortex were kind of covering it up somehow.
Oh,
so-
excellent. Very good.
Rather unfortunate for Ken. He was probably wondering, why the hell can't I move? Where's the anchor? You know, it's like, oh crap.
Tormented time. At least for MIPH. That's gonna make life so hard for Ken now. Like, even with the BKB up, you can't freely zip around as a storm this game. It's gonna feel really bad. I mean, I guess you get extra value because you're up against the Lycan as well on the PA with the wolf bite, but it's gonna feel so bad.
It feels so awful. I mean, the worst thing about Dead in the Water, it's undispellable. So, you PKB afterwards, it's still there.
Oh
The
my
anchor still
God.
lash onto you. You try to mantle off. Nope, not gonna work.
Here we go. We might see it now, John. We might see it now. He's got Ravage again. Rupido's not the guy you want to jump. He's got to pipe up. He might be too tanky, but they're going to try and take him down first. In fact, they're getting... Oh, never
Oh,
mind.
God.
Never mind. They've got the damage. They have got the damage. And there goes JG. Lasso out there. They've caught Fortune Soul, but Fortune Soul with the BKB is going to be able to blink out. JG jumps back in, however. It'll be a buyback from the Ember, but he's going to be a little bit cautious not to die back immediately. Fortune Soul, he'll go for the man fight. Ken zips back in, but he's out of mana.
It's out of mana?
Oh, he's out of mana. Ken, what are you doing? What are you doing, Ken? This is why Barbie left him, John. This is why.
He's not Ken enough, Mike. He's just Ken.
Not this
He's not
time.
lining up. Anywhere else, he would be a 10. Not in this
would-
game, unfortunately. That's two series in a row so far. That's been a little bit rough on Ken, but you know, maybe eventually he will find a way to bounce back. So far, though, buyback paying off in a big way for JG. You do have to respect all of that minus armor coming out. With the PA and the Deso up, Tide can get blown up. The Kraken's not enough to keep him alive. We didn't get to see Dead in the Water. That's actually really good target prioritization on Neon, taking care of the big team fight here. Kishka, ooh, dancing around.
Daisies. Calm down, Kishka. He's out of remnants now.
Radiant are
He's all right. He'll get out of there. And I honestly couldn't believe how quickly Rupido died to one crit. I was literally just saying that you can't kill him that quickly, and
attack.
well, they proved me very wrong very quickly. Fortune Soul just shredded him to pieces.
Yeah, he does have his fan of knives, so the break does take away a lot of that durability on Rupido. So he
must
will
be-
just melt if he has the initial jump.
I must be going blind. I'm seeing none of these abilities, John.
Are you watching with a CRT filter? Are you trying to be fear?
It might be. Here we go. Ken. He's going to be onto the Bat Rider. Lucified.
my
Rupido's
God.
gone again. Fortune Soul just shreds him. Just rips him a new one. And here we go. There's the wolf bite. This is where the fun begins for Fortune Soul.
Oh my God.
Who jumps right onto the gyrocopter. Young God is gone. JG is probably just dead.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, here we go.
Good God.
Wolf bite. What an ability.
Tower is under attack.
What an ability it is. It's not a fun time to be Rupido. A lot of their team fight just relies on him. He needs to land Ravage. He needs to use Dead in the Water. He needs a way to purge off that break. Like, he needs this Guardian Greaves to be up. I would say even a BKB at this point feels necessary for this Tide. Just because he can't do anything. Like, they come in with the BKBs, he can't leash anyone up. He can't safely go for a Ravage. He melts to that break from the Fan of Knives. Aegis and Cheese goes the ways of Neon, and they've bounced back in this game. They're in control. They can start to take off more on the map. I think if they find a couple of tier 2s, like literally just 2 tier 2s down, it's going to be really hard for the side of MIPH to find these fights. I mean, you've got so much farm here on Young God, but there's no one to tank the front line for him. And he's got the Satanic, he's got the MKB, but with how fast Rupido is dying, there's just no control.
I honestly cannot believe how fast this Tidehunter's dying. I guess once you pointed out the Fan of Knives, it's like, okay, that makes enough sense, but my God. Just one crit, and he's just gone. Here we go, tier 2 top tower now. Like, you've lost 2 team fights in a row against this PA, How do you fight now? They might be running right into them. No, Young God.
Oh, no.
Not there. Get out of there, Young God. Ravage is at least committed, but they've already lost their carry. And now the Overgrowth Castaway just gonna hold them down. There goes another. Rupido. Not Rupido. Well, he's got no chance really, does he? He'll try to go for a run, but the chase is on.
Jeez.
Wolf bite out. GG, just get out of there. It's not safe. It's not safe. There's a crazy wolf chasing everyone. Bye-bye. What do you do?
This is... There's not much you can really do. They just don't have a safe way of starting these fights. It has to almost just be Losify. Would have been Glasso win and just kind of tried to chain stun from there. You see what happens when Young God just gets picked down. Doesn't have a BKB to defend himself. Just gets run down. Satanic active, also not enough with a flak even to survive through. And they've got the full Ags up and running here on Fortune Soul. He has a lot more to play with. He has a self-dispel on hand. Like, this PA is becoming a massive issue. It's been a massive issue for all of these fights, but all the space Fortune Soul has managed to utilize, and you don't have an easy answer. It has to be perfect initiation. Either a really good Ravage or a really good Lasso. Yeah, self-dispel on top of that, it's just really painful. So you are relying heavily on Rupido or Losify, and it's just so hard. You know, with all the jump and a counterfight Neon has, with a storm that you have to worry about as well, with the overgrowths coming through, there's just no easy way for MIPH to find the fights they need to reel this game back in.
That's the thing as well, like now he's got the refresh on all his abilities with the Ags up. Like that's what I'm really afraid of here for MIPH, because well, Fortune Soul just doesn't need to stop now, as JG's going to realize they are moving down towards the south, though he is sticking around somewhat. Instead though, Fortune Soul is going to run towards the west, right towards Rupido. Rupido is about 30 seconds away from having Ravage available. They're going to find the Rubik, so they might at least take Kishka down. Does Neon want to stick around? I think the answer must be no. And it seems like they will happily leave the area.
Fortune Soul tried to get the jump onto Haha, but he does have the Ghost Scepter. So it's more than enough to just buy him time to disengage and get out. DD for Fortune Soul.
Uh-oh.
Very blessed with the bottle up as well.
Uh-oh.
He's gonna have fun. Let's see what happens here.
Young God. Young God.
Oh, he's dead.
Young God. Get out. Oh. Oh, Young God's gone. Oh. Why are they even going to wolf form for? What was the point? Is it necessary? Yeah, I'm pretty sure
you
you're
always
going
got to get a wolf
anyway.
pack out. You gotta get a wolf pack out, Mike. You need your friends to be wolves as well.
That's true.
A little bit of shared lycanthropy is no big deal.
Lycanthropy. That's very good, Jonathan.
Yeah.
That's a nice word.
It is. I'm not sure if I pronounce it right, but I assume it's right. That's the way to go, Mike.
That's good enough. It's good enough. Fortune Soul, he's literally just scouring the map, hunting somebody down with this double damage rune, but it is about to wear off, so he won't have the opportunity to find anyone with it.
At this point, I'm not sure if even a halberd would help them at this point, just because every single time Neon is engaging with BKBs engaged, so your counterfight doesn't really do much on the side of MIPH. They have to be the ones forcing these fights. They can't be counter-initiating on Neon and hoping for something to open up here.
Oh, look at this. Look at Fortune Soul. He's going to see Haha straight away, perhaps. And here we go. Both supports getting caught with their pants down. That'll be one gone. Haha, he's going to try and go into the ghost form and get out of here, but they have the overgrowth cast away. Double kill for Fortune Soul. And I think they could easily go high ground if they wanted. Like, they may play it safe, but they really don't need to. In fact, Raging's found another target. He found a watermelon in the forest. It might be wild, but it's still delicious. And here comes Fortune Soul. Rupido, he will blink the other way. Though Ken has not had enough yet. He remembers his laning stage. Ken wants everyone.
Yikes. No, I mean, the full Argent Reeves isn't up yet, so no Dispel on hand.
And they're gonna find Kishka.
Young God?
Yeah, Kishka's alone. Kishka trying to remnant away, but the remnants are way too slow.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Neon, though, they do force out a glyph, So it might be around that time to back, unless Young God shows himself and gets blown up right here, and they are going to go in again. The wolf bite is out. Young God, you can't show on division like that. You need to run.
Oh my God.
It's not safe. He can't man fight, surely.
Wait, what?
He'll try with the satanic, or when he can, he will survive just a little bit longer. The chase is on now. Who can they catch? Ken is down. Ken's gonna buy back. Ken, he's JG. JG's in the diet
How the hell
base.
Wait, how did he get there?
Why is JG in the base?
Did the sleight of fist? Did the sleight of fist take him back to base on the same tick?
Well, he
died in
sleight of
Fountain.
fist during the TP, and I think it sent him back to the diet base. What?
That there's no way he had a remnant out there.
Replay, please. I'm pretty sure.
I've got to see that.
I'm pretty sure he used sleight of fist, frame perfect while he was TPing. It must have been that.
There's no other way. There's no other way. There's no way he has a remnant out there. That is a very
Gaben.
WTF moment.
Gaben, we need to have a conversation about this patch, sir. I think I found a problem. I think I may have found a problem, Gaben.
Oh my God.
I've got to see it. How did that happen?
I have no clue. Like, I'm trying to think of other possibilities. If he died in Fountain while Sleight of Fist was going and then a remnant dropped there, perhaps, and then he remnanted forward, that's also one other possibility.
Here we go. Let's see. I have no idea how this is happening. It's after this initial engagement. It's on the low ground. JG somehow ends up in the dive.
Yeah, he's TPing out there, yeah.
He's TPing, Ken's TPing, he's Sleight of Fists, and then Remnant. Where?
How do you get a remnant in base? That was in base?
Yeah, but how's the Remnant in the dire base? Why?
He dropped it while Sleight of Fisting? No. I have no clue what that sequence of events happened.
Well, how did he get a Remnant there?
Did he?
What?
Okay, so was it just me, or did the Sleight of Fist land while the TP was happening?
It did,
right?
Yes. But how did he Remnant?
So I have no clue. It looked like he placed a remnant out when the TP ended. So his hero location, because he did manage to get the Sleight of Fist off. He was there for a moment, dropped a remnant, chased down.
Are you telling me
Perhaps?
the Remnant TP'd with the storm? Is that what happened?
No, I have no clue, because it did look like the Sleight of Fist was while he was down there. I don't know. Like, theorizing like this just makes me sound really dumb. So I'm not sure what the hell happened.
Was it the
wanting this?
Yeah, wait, the shards. Yeah, but what does the shards do? Like, what?
It just gives you a charge. It gives you a fire remnant charge. It doesn't drop a remnant where they die. So
It replenishes the charge, doesn't it? Yeah, so it doesn't give it where they die.
That was so funky. I have no clue what the hell JG's on, but
there's an Ember Spirit
that was
player.
a buyback.
There's an Ember Spirit player in the chat right now. There's telling everyone what's going on. I bet they're just like these idiot casters. They have no idea what's going on. Fortune Soul might have no idea, but he jumps in. He's a real Giga Chat.
Jeez.
Look at this guy. He's already found a double onto a triple. Fortune Soul, that's 3 down. Can he find the Ultra? It looks like he probably can. Oh, and he can't. Ken took it. Ken, why take the Rampage, Ken?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Why did he take the Rampage, John? Why did
He's
Ken
Ken
do
up,
that?
Mike. It's Ken, you know. This is what Ken does. Ken does what Ken wants to do. Okay, Mike.
Radiant's middle tower
You can't help yourself. Ken can't help himself. He can't help himself.
No,
They
he
buy back and haha.
Definitely can't. No.
No, he can't at all. This is a tough position for MIPH. I mean, Neon could probably just end right here, even with the buyback available in JG. And they're just going to be clearing out the objectives first. Not going to be rushing for these tier 4s. Another double damage rune as well if they want to pick that up in the next minute. Probably no need to.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Looks like at least one last fight for MIPH. They've got Ravage ready. They need to find a way to actually get some control off, because without it, Fortune Soul he's unstoppable.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Well, there goes the bottom racks. Yeah, Fortune Soul's completely untouchable at this stage.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
Final lane of barracks incoming. There's a double damage rune down to the bot rune spot as well if they want to go back for it, but I don't think they quite need it. Raging pops his wolf form, and it seems like they're going to rush right towards the Roshan pit instead. Just play it safe. No need to rush. Once the Aegis is up on your PA, you are basically just in a guaranteed winning scenario. And I mean, the win probability is already sitting at 98% the way of Neon anyway. So this Aegis is basically going to, I think, just about make it 100%.
Yeah, it ought to. Refresh on hand with his Aegis as well. And with the Ags being up on Ken, that could be a really good double Vortex or a double Overgrowth coming out here for Castaway if he wants that. Once they will find it no contest. The Blast did go out, but they can't make their way in there fast enough. So you do get everything you'd want. Refresh on Raging for now. Maybe just double Wolf Bite. Wolf Bite on Ken sounds mildly griefing, but also okay, I suppose. A zipping wolf doesn't sound too bad. If you want to go that route.
Sounds good. Sounds
no,
good.
to give it to Castaway. Never mind. Just double Overgrowth. Nothing too exciting.
All right, here we go. I mean, they've got the Ags up on the Storm as well, so this Vortex is going to be very hard for MIPH to try and play around. In a PA matchup, like you get that Vortex in an AoE and everyone is just going to die when the Fan of Knives come out. Here we go. Smoke around through the bottom lane. Lines have been drawn out. They saw JG. They won't catch anyone yet. MIPH still on the western side of their base. Here comes Fortune Soul. He's the big scary man. Jump in, Lucify. He's got the lasso. They're going to try one last time to deal with this PA, but now the blue hole. It comes in, catching 4 of them from Ken. However, they don't have the PA. Rupido, he holds the Ravage. They've got the PA down. Oh, Fortune Soul is gone. Who said 100%, John? Who said that? 100% my ass.
Fortune Soul was walking through high ground, and his blur kept constantly breaking. He used it twice in a row and just broke. Got found for the lasso, and the chain stun comes in. And that's what they need to do. I mean, it's so hard for MIPH to find those angles, but one opportunity like that, no buyback on this PA. 2 racks is down. They could try to equalize here on MIPH. You cannot underestimate the Gyrocopter. Still, with a full butterfly up, and he's going for the Divine on Young God. So, fun times ahead for him if he finds the gold.
Let's see if he can get there. I mean, at least they've proven they can deal with the PA. That's good news. There we go. Divine Rapier up, Young God. It could be a godly maneuver we're about to see from MIPH. They're on to the high ground. Tier 3 tower. Under siege. Suddenly Neon are the ones with the backs against the wall. Raging's already started pushing through the bot lane. He's not going to allow this for free. He wants some sort of attention back at the Radiant base. But MIPH, could they think about going for the tier 4s? I mean, I don't think so. But maybe you have no choice, because Raging is now onto the tier 3 top tower. Lucify will TP back to try and defend this, but they are going to lose the tier 3 at least. He'll even lasso the Ancient.
It's not going to be able to clear out the racks at the very least, but it does substantial enough damage. One more fight for Neon. If he managed to pierce into that high ground, that should be it, right? Like, just don't lose Fortune Soul to a lasso and Ravage combo. That was well timed coming out from Rupido. But if it can hold up, again, it's still pretty clean for Neon. Just have to prevent further losses here.
Suddenly a much closer game than once anticipated here between these two. Mid lane, they're waiting for someone to show themselves. And Lucify already committed the lasso, so he has a 20-second cooldown right now on it. Neon, in the meantime, very patiently waiting. And really, 1 rack's away from the Megas. Not that it's going to be over anyway, because you've got a Gyrocopter who can deal with the Mega Creeps quite nicely. But having that big advantage would certainly help. And Neon, they suddenly, it almost feels like they're a little bit intimidated now. Maybe just by the fact that they saw their PA die twice, they're not feeling too good about it. And goes Kishka. Kishka getting quite deep on the Rubik. This could be very risky. It seems like he's trying to bait for his team, perhaps. They do have an MKB up now on Fortune Soul, but keep in mind, he doesn't have buyback gold available. So if he dies one time, he is gone. However, they've lost the Ember. He does have buyback, but then goes Rupido. He found the Lycan. The Wolfbite is not going to be available. Fortune Soul, he'll man up. He'll try to do it himself. But can he do it with the Gyrocopter? He does. The Ravage was stolen. The Ravage was taken by Kishka. JG, though, still fighting, has found Ken, and they found the PA as well. Oh, there's no buyback.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Oh, there's
no no.
There's
Neon.
No buyback. Oh.
This could be it. This could be the end game.
I think it's over.
Tier 4 is open. Just a Lycan and a Rubik and a buyback on your Treant that can save you here. I mean, they could try to rat with Raging, I suppose, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be enough.
No. It's over, I think. Let's see a miraculous defense, if anything, from Neon. This loss is going to hurt Neon. This one is not going to feel very good. Raging, I think he's sitting here like, what the hell do I do? He pops the wolf form. He'll try. But which way are we going? Who are we hunting? He'll try to maybe go after the creep wave, but JD's going to chase him down to the Ember. Meanwhile, the tier 4 towers, they are still under siege. There's no PA, there's no Storm, there's just voice lines coming out from Young God. What can you do? The game's over and Neon have lost it.
Oh my god.
I can't say MIPH won that, Jonathan. I can't.